As I promised in the community post, here we are making a video on this WWE 2K24 DLC that is the last one of the year, man. We've gotten some surprise ones with the Bray Wyatt one, we've gotten some bad ones with the Pat McAfee one, and we've gotten some good ones. And I would like to argue that this is one of the good ones if some of you guys don't agree. Now, for those people who have been waiting for, other wrestlers and things like that, and it wasn't the year, I'm sorry about that, but I think this year we've gotten a lot of additions that we've been waiting for to join this game, and it's that time, and we finally got them. Now, the ECW pack was very good. The Pat McAfee wasn't very good. Then we also had the Post Malone, which was mid. And then we also had the Global Stars, which was great. And then we also had the WCW, which was pretty cool. Now, for those old heads, for those people that like Mr. Perfect, the Great Muta, yes, the Great Muta, before y'all go ahead and call me out again in the comments. I mean, listen, man, I think that this was a hell of a pack. I love the way the DLC models look. I feel like this is a reoccurring thing every time some new DLC drops. I have to speak on how well things are done when it comes down to the graphics and things like that, because I think 2K keeps nailing it when it comes down to the DLC. When you look at a DLC pack, and I'm not talking about the Pat McAfee pack when I say this, $9.99 if you were to buy this pack separately without the season pass, and you look at the 5 characters that they have pushed through, I honestly think that they do a fantastic job every single time. For $25, the season pass, all of that, I think that is great value based on how much effort they are putting into these packs, into the updates. I just think it's a good thing in general. Now, just to get in the characters and just in depth, in detail, honestly, I think all of them, from a general perspective, they all look good. They all move well. Their movesets are accurate, even though I wish DDP had a couple different versions of his finisher. He only has one, so that does suck a little bit. But on the bright side, I think that this is one of those things where, I think that they nailed them, especially Mr. Perfect. I saw a lot of people making comments about him online, in a good way, and they were talking about how well he looks in game, and I think that they honestly hit it on the head. I think that Mr. Perfect looks great in this game. I think he may be honestly the best looking model. And then all of them, DDP looks really good as well. And there's a lot of DDP versions out on community creations. Shout out to the creators and everything out there, because you guys are honestly killing it. I think that that's one of the ones that I was really waiting on for DDP, aside from Mr. Perfect, because I do like his look after the long hair. So I was waiting for people to get that done, and people got it done immediately, of course. So it is a good thing to see, man. I am excited to, see this game continue to, just improve in different ways. Obviously, the update isn't what we wanted, but it is cool to see, more DLC characters added at this time in the year. We're only like 3-4 months away from 2K25, and we've never seen surprise DLC packs and things like that this close to the next game. I believe Bad Bunny's surprise pack was around September last year, or October, if I'm not mistaken. So it might have been on point with the Bray Wyatt one, so my apologies on that. But we've never seen a DLC pack spaced this far out that's straight out of the season pass. A lot of people can argue that's bad. I will argue that it's good, because it has people speaking about the game, it has people playing the game, it has people wondering about the game in November, when the game is usually, far dead and not even talked about by this time. At this time in the year, we're talking about 25 and 25 only. So I am glad that 2K went the route of spacing these out. I wish, that, they did different things, but next year's a new year. We could see some more different, DLC packs and things like that. We're always going to get the celebrities with these DLC packs. That's just what it is. That's their way to appeal the casual. So I can't be too mad at that, but that's just my 2 cents. Now, to get back into the DLC models, the Great Muta looks great. I love the fact that he has 2 different attires, and it proves that 2K does know what an alternate attire is. They don't have to make a new slot for these characters, and that's the way that it should be. And you should be able to differentiate whether you want everything in one character or you want different slots. I feel like that's something that should be up to the player, in my opinion, because I saw some people, playing, a different perspective and talking about how, this could be the right way to do things. So, okay, I see what you guys are saying. I see what you guys are talking about. Just my 2 cents when it comes down to this. So I really think that 2K nailed it with this DLC. Then you also have Lex Luger, who looks great as well. I think that his model looks really good. Like it does look really good. And you have all the other ones, man. I mean, Mr. Perfect, the Great Muta, Lex Luger, the Iron Sheik, I cannot forget about him. It seemed like he was not gonna make the game, but he did make it because he wasn't talked about, nor was he in that trailer. And I think his models is a really good one, which I think that would hype people up, especially with how many people have been waiting for the Iron Sheik to get back in a WWE game. So, man, listen, I personally think they did a good job. My faction, they're back to doing their thing with, you know, with the NWO Wolfpack attires. You can ignore it if you want. You can go to community creations and download the very similar thing that looks exactly like what they're going to drop in my faction. So you have many different ways to go about it. And that's just what it is, man. You can't be mad at 2K for, you know, doing what they're doing as a business, bro, when people keep supporting it. Once people stop supporting it, we may see some changes. But for right now, community creations is still a thing. And we got to hope that it sticks there. You know, I hope that they don't get rid of community creations, because you can argue that it is costing them some business. You know, that's the way it is. Even though if they were to get rid of community creations, it would definitely do them a negative more than a positive. But you would also have those people that like spending money on a game not really care, because they know that they can get the attires they want through paying for it and getting through that paywall. So there's many different ways to look at it. This is just my perspective and where I'm looking at it from. This DLC, it looks good, man. You guys see him. I've been playing the entrances throughout the whole video. It just looks good. And if you haven't, you know, purchased the season pass and you were wondering if you should spend $9.99 on this pack, I 100% think you should. I don't think there's anything wrong with spending $10, especially when you're getting 5 high quality wrestlers, high quality models, and the movesets look very, very well. I mean, again, man, it's really hard to complain about the DLC packs when something is not just blatantly done wrong, because I feel like if there's any flaws, it's hard to see. And I feel like what they do right, you really see it, because graphically the models look amazing. Now, before we get out of here, I definitely have one thing to nitpick, and that is the TitanTrons. I really hate the fact that the TitanTrons are like the legend ones. I wish that we got the older ones. Like, I just hate these new legend TitanTrons, man. I just feel like it doesn't represent the wrestler well, and it sucks to see those in game, because I feel like it could be so much better. It looks so generic, and it doesn't really give the wrestlers the authenticity that they deserve in these games. And I get it. This is probably a 2K licensing thing, but the old Trons should most definitely be in there. I know that I may just be picking a fight with WWE at this point instead of 2K, because I believe that they have the licenses and they have the rights to, you know, put whatever they want in the game. And it could be very possible that they decided to put that TitanTron in the game and not the old ones. I just think that as a legend, they should have, you know, their own thing, and the superstars now could have their, you know, their thing that they have now. But I really, really believe that the old one should be put in the game, and that's just it. I think that this is the route they're going to continue going with these Legendtrons, but I really dislike them. Don't mean to be a negative Nancy here, but just putting in my 2 cents, man. If you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the next video, because we got some 2K25 news on the way. I'm gonna catch y'all. Peace.